Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
I said. What the fuck? Who just said that, bro?
Bro, it was
Oh
the
my
dude
god,
right
that
here.
was me. That was me.
Oh.
So you want to second try with that?
Stop.
Yo,
Did
do
you
you
not hear
also?
this nigga, bro? That shit is accurate. That shit is accurate, bro.
What we say?
Hey. Hi, I'm Paul.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Paul.
I want to speak to your manager.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Meow.
I'm gonna make it to the woods. Oh man.
I'm a worm. I'm a worm. I'm a worm. I'm a worm. Worm. Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm. I'm a worm.
Hi, what would you like from McDonald's? I already got some food. You want it?
I'm a worm.
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 Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm.
Do you guys want something?
Worm.
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 Worm. Worm.
Extra food.
Worm. 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 Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
Worm.
I'm gonna charge y'all for y'all.
Worm.
Y'all ain't paying.
I mean, the French fries do like look like worms.
Worm. Worm.
Wait,
I'm a worm. 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 Worm.
Worm. Worm. Worm.
Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm.
something to a
Worm.
worm or French fries.
Worm.
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 Human that
Worm.
is not
Worm.
really a human. That
Worm.
Worm.
Worm. Worm.
Wormy.
Worm. Worm.
Worm.
Dude, my fucking face was sore
From what?
from saying worm.
nobody.
I had to keep myself from saying warm.
Worm?
Yeah, all this shit is like
Worm.
VR shit. VR. A
Worm.
VR game.
Worm.
VR chat game.
Worm.
Guys,
We got Ducky's
Worm,
Penthouse.
worm, worm.
Ducky's
Fucking
Penthouse.
hate Chef.
Worm.
Worm.
Dude, I see that like see that
VR.
hot rooms and that's fucking there.
Worm.
Worm.
Wait there, shit. Let me see.
Where is
Worm.
it? I lost it. Oh,
Worm.
fuck.
Please show me.
Worm. Worm.
Go away, bro.
Worm. 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 Worm.
Hey.
Worm. Worm. What? Worm.
Where'd you go?
Worm. 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 Worm.
Worm.
Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm. Worm! Worm! Worm!
I got both microphones.
Worm!
I got both microphones.
Worm! Worm! Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
I don't know what to sing, guys. I don't know what to sing. Yeah, stop it.
Worm! Worm!
Are you a sheep?
Worm.
Boo!
Back. Go away,
Worm.
go
Worm.
away. Okay.
Worm.
Worm!
Wait a minute.
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm. 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 Worm.
Worm! Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
There's the plungers.
Worm!
Worm.
I want you one.
Worm.
Worm! Worm!
Okay, then it's not.
Worm!
Scream so loud.
First amateur.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Everybody shut up. Shut up.
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Can you shut up?
Can you worm?
Shut up. Can you-
Worm!
Can you worm the wormy worm?
Can you wormy worm the worm?
Can you worm?
Didn't worm so.
Wormy worm.
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 Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
He was in the wormy way.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm. Fíjate, Máximo, fíjate.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm.
Worm!
Worm. Worm.
Worm!
You're not wormy enough for the worm club.
Worm Club, worm.
No, please.
Worm.
I
Worm.
will report you, bro.
Worm.
I will report you, bro. I will report you.
Go worm yourself. Worm.
Mind your own wormy business.
Worm.
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 Worm. I don't think he realizes I can put him on, I can show this on YouTube.
Worm. It's pretty much where it's all going anyways. Report this audio one.
But
We got
Can I
content.
join?
Worm.
Can I join? Okay.
Worm!
Hey, what you guys doing over here?
Worm.
Ugh.
I saved the video clip. Worm.
Worm. Worm.
Worm.
Worm.